Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Paranormal Ripples. I am, as always, Ray, and this is Secrets of the Stars, episode number 48. And tonight I've got an interesting episode for everyone, and that is to do with Jupiter. And did NASA have plans to make it a second sun for us? Also known as the Lucifer Project. As always, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, share the video out with, subscribe if, like I said, subscribe, like, share, turn the notification bell on, do all that jargon and all that business, and there. Let's crack on, shall we? So, Lucifer Project, like I said, we're going to be talking about tonight. And what do you think of when you first hear Lucifer? You don't think of space, do you? No, you think of the fallen angel, otherwise known as Satan, and that. So, what has the Lucifer Project got to do with NASA? Well, basically, in 2003, NASA deliberately plunged the Galileo spacecraft into Jupiter's atmosphere. If you remember that, if not, I'll get you a picture up now so you know what we're talking about. Give me 2 seconds. None. There it is. Right. And it's convenient now I've actually showed you the other part as well. Jupiter. There's the Galileo spacecraft. So this is what crashed into Jupiter's atmosphere in 2003, 22 years ago. Which is crazy to think about, everyone. 22 years that happened. But basically, they said it was done at the time because they didn't want it crashing into and contaminating any life-supporting moons like Europa and all that around there. But why would they say life-supporting moons when there's supposed to be they had no evidence at the time? Crazy, isn't it? But people have said and claimed that this was no ordinary mission. So think of it like this. It was a mission. There was no ordinary mission-ending maneuver. So just think of it this, right? It was the final act of a covert experiment to ignite Jupiter into a second sun. So just think that, right? So basically, this Lucifer Project is right. That is basically, Galileo's radioactive payload that it was carrying, and the hydrogen-rich atmosphere that Jupiter has, crazy atmosphere by the way. Basically, it was intended to fuse together and go like that. But because the Galileo carried at the time when it was in space had an extreme amount of plutonium 238 or 238. They carried over 48 pounds worth, and this was capable of producing extreme heat. Shall we say plutonium? They were capable of producing extreme heat, which is crazy. Especially when it was under pressure. Under pressure, leaning down on me. But yeah, when combined with Jupiter's vast reserves of hydrogen and helium, which are two key ingredients in the fusion process, and that basically some believe though that this could have been an attempt to start a fusion reaction, which is absolutely nuts. But also Arthur C. Clarke brought out a book called 2010 Odyssey 2. And if you remember, you'll have a laugh here. 2010 Odyssey 2 is the sequel to 2005 A Space Odyssey. So, in that book, right, Jupiter was literally changed and named in Lucifer and transformed into a second sun. Right? So, what do we know about this Lucifer Project that could support the theory that this Jupiter was going to come from a second sun? Apart from the Galileo probe that carried plutonium-238 over 48 pounds, it was a deliberate crash into Jupiter, which was unusual, because why would they go into a gas giant? And first and foremost, it's an hydrogen-rich environment, Jupiter. The book by Arthur C. Clarke has drawn eerie parallels to what happened here. The crash came also during a peak in space secrecy and ET curiosity. So basically, no one was talking about aliens as much, and it was not in the public knowledge stuff. And people were like, "Oh, they're going to Jupiter. Wonder what for?" You know, it wasn't like, "Oh, why are they really going there?" You know, people were just looking like, and then going, "Oh, it's whatever." But this is the kicker, like for basically why I think this could have been true. In the Cold War era, if you know when the Cold War happened, what years, there was a consideration on that because the declassified documents have revealed that there was consideration for nuclear detonation in space during the Cold War. Yeah, the Cold War. So why was them documents why have them documents been written up in the Cold War era? But obviously, you know as well as I do, a lot of things got done during the Cold War and put away, and then they come out declassified later on. But it's nuts. And hello, everyone who's just tuning in. But let me know what you think. Also, I'm going to leave it there. That's the supporting argument that I come up with. So let me know what side you're on. I'm going to give you the debunking side of why I think that this didn't happen. And you can tell me what side of the coin you're on. So, Jupiter isn't got enough mass to ignite, obviously, just like that. There would have to be an 80 times more massive, like, it would need to be 80 times more massive for it to initiate and sustain nuclear fusion. No matter what spacecraft or space orbit, space probe carried, it wouldn't change that. Basically, plutonium-238 is not used in bombs whatsoever, so it would be a no go. Plutonium-238 lacks the critical properties also needed when it's close to a chain reaction. Plutonium-239, however, would have been the one that they should have used if they were going to do something like this. And even if it did, 238 have the explosive capabilities. The idea for a nuclear powered probe from NASA that could set off a cosmic level event would basically they've ignored the colossal forces and temperatures, and also basically Yeah, there are no signs of our fusion aftermath, and there are no sign of changes on Jupiter or whatever. So basically, is it space law? Did it actually happen? And now they've just been like conned? Or have they gone, nah, that's fake? And our way looks good. Let me know what you think, though, everyone. Like, look, if I show you the book that there you go. Look, this is the book. Look. Look, see? So could it have been a fact or could it be a few mix? Let me know. While I look for another thing. Well, I'm going to try and get a picture now of the Galileo opinion. Yeah, I know. There we go. This is the spacecraft when it was crashing into Jupiter. Look. So yeah, let me know what you think, everyone. Is it a ruse? Is it fact? Let me know. Because this is crazy. Something tells me that this could be like partially true. Considering what NASA have written over the years. Like, would they have gone to the depths from hiding this amongst everything? Possibly. And hello, everyone who's just tuning in. Look, September the 21st, 2003 it ended. Look. Look at that. And that's also why they dread about it. But it's funny how like a water plume on Europa. But it's funny how 2003 they didn't want to crash into it because they said there's life, there could be life on there. And yet it's only come out recently that there could be life on there. Like, that's why I don't like about NASA. Don't get me wrong, they have great ideas, they do great things at times. But then at the same time, it's like, whoop, nope. You know what I mean? They go and beat around the bush so much. Like I said, let me know what you think though. Do you think this Lucifer Project is an hoax, or do you think this Lucifer Project is a fact, or do you think it's a mix in between, or you know? Let me know, guys and girls. We got released into space in 1989, by the way, Galileo. And it took 6 years to get to Jupiter. So 995, and then it's nuts. So yeah, what do you think, everyone? There you go. Here's another look. Because here's another thing that I said. The mission finally ended in 2003 with an intentional crash into Jupiter itself to prevent the possibility of contaminating other moons or planets with Earth-borne bacteria that had possibly clung to and survived the trip since 1989. The crash caused a particularly strange concern that, because Galileo had a plutonium on board, NASA was planning to create a fission bomb reaction that could turn Jupiter into a star. Apparently, this was insane and completely wrong. I Yeah, they're saying that it's for hocus pocus and that, but at the same time, is it? How many times have NASA said something and then it's been the complete opposite? No. They said, "Oh yeah, we're gonna do something," and then they've gone, "Oh no, we'll go back to what we know." Like they're going back to the moon. How many times have we investigated the moon? No offense. If the moon had any secrets, we would have found them by now, surely. You know what I mean? I'm saying NASA's kind of weird with everything, you know? Like I said, let me know what you think, everyone. Be interested to get your point of views. Also, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Anyone got any ideas? Has anyone got any ideas of what could have gone on? And let me know what you guys all think in the comments. Like I said, it's interesting to think about, from a point of view, like why the fuck is it going on, or why the fuck did like NASA is NASA really doing this shit, or you know what I mean? Yeah, like I said, let me know what you all think. Trying to think if there's anything else I should add, because I'm just going through some bits. Hello, babe. Oh, that's the fault of habit. Sorry, I'm killing my poor Skylar. Sorry. All right, Brooke. Sorry about that. I was like, I was telling them how to be careful there. Fucking now. I've it's because Skylar was messaging me earlier. Funny enough, and that's why I said hello. And she said she was going to join me tonight in the live. And I just like just had a quick glance. Silly. It's I don't know what's going on with her anyway, but yeah. Um. Anyways, let me know what you guys think anyway on this opinion. I know what I've talked about tonight. Also, I was going to say something else. Oh yeah, I'll be back on tomorrow because I've got a dependent. Um, it's probably Shay and Cam because Cam's got me on book and Shay's yeah. Um, gotta just check something anyway before I end the live, everyone. But I've got something thing that I want to show on Haunted Hours, by the way. But yeah, tomorrow I'll be back with alternate reality archives because there's an interesting topic I want to talk about. But I want and then Haunted Hours will be back Thursday, so I want people in for that because I'm going to be announcing something special. Like very special for Haunted Hours. But till then, right? I'm going to leave it here. As I told you, go back and let me know what you think of what I talked about tonight. Because it's interesting. In the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. All that good jargon. Share with friends, family, dogs, cats, anyone that you think will love that episode. Love and be kind. Stay amazing. Also, turn the notification bell on. Forgot that. Yeah, turn that on. So when I'm live, you instantly get a notification that I'm live, and you can come in and chat with me. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with alternate reality archives. Take care, everyone, and have a good night. Speak to you soon. Bye, everyone.